We now turn to the channel Wild Bear, where we meet Claire, an outdoor enthusiast with a genuine passion for camping and wilderness adventures. In this particular video, she's out on one of her regular trips on a crisp fall day with a light drizzle, planning to spend the night in a forest not far from her home. After exploring a bit, she finds what looks like the perfect spot, sets up her tarp, arranges her gear, and settles into her small makeshift shelter. Exactly the peaceful evening she had in mind. But as the light fades and evening begins to settle over the forest, the tranquility starts to shift. Claire spots something in the distance, and from that moment, the tension slowly starts to build. Let's take a closer look at what unfolds.
I just turned my lights off because I saw lights over there going up through the woods. So I'm hiding. There's multiple lights, and they seem to be staying in the same area, so I don't know if they're camping over there, maybe. There's not a lot that scares me out here in the woods, except other humans. I've watched too much true crime. I think I've decided to pack up and go. I feel really on edge and I'm quite spooked. But I don't know how to pack up in the dark, but I really don't like it. I know you can't see anything, but I'm packing up, so I'm just going to leave this running. Here, we're ready to leave. That's it. Can't believe I managed to pack away. Okay, go. Oh, didn't like that. That's a shame, because that would have been a really nice camp. But I enjoyed what I did of it. Oh my god, look at these stars above. Gotta stop here. It's all a bit silly, really, because those people in the woods, they probably saw my light switching off and wondered, who's that weirdo alone in the woods at night? I've got a poorly ankle at the moment, so I'm not travelling too far from my car, and I guess I'm more likely to run into other people than I am when I'm miles into the wild. I kind of take it for granted that once the sun goes down, I'm by myself, and that's how I like it.
Personally, I think Claire made the right decision. With hundreds of outdoor trips under her belt, she knows firsthand what real danger feels like. As she herself points out, the greatest threat in the forest isn't always an animal. It's often another person. Of course, a certain amount of anxiety is natural, especially when you're alone and darkness begins to settle in. Still, I believe it's always smarter to trust your instincts and leave when something feels off. After all, staying behind rarely makes sense in situations like that. This unsettling footage comes from a YouTube channel called Work Less, Enjoy Life More, run by a creator named Larry, and it was uploaded on October 16th, 2022. The calm of a typical camping trip was abruptly shattered. While camping about 12 miles south of Williams, Arizona, Larry encountered something that transformed an ordinary night into a tense, terrifying experience. The video opens abruptly inside his RV. No introduction, no explanation, just the camera flicking on as Larry's heavy breathing fills the frame. Whatever was unfolding outside had already begun.
Go out there.
Then, from somewhere beyond the camper walls, a woman's scream cuts sharply through the night. It's close, human, desperate. Larry freezes, and the fear is clear on his face as he listens intently. For a moment, he considers staying put inside the RV, but the thought that someone might be in danger forces him to act. Heart pounding, he opens the door and steps into the darkness, slowly sweeping his flashlight across the trees. The beam slices through the night, revealing nothing. No movement, no figure, no clue as to where the scream came from. The forest feels unnervingly still, yet the sound had been real, terrifyingly real. Driven by determination, Larry takes a few cautious steps forward. That's when he notices something.
Hello? Do you need help? Hello? Hello? Okay, that's creepy. somebody out there. Gunshot.
Just beyond the edge of his flashlight's reach, partially hidden in the darkness, a man stands watching him. The camera barely captures the figure, but Larry sees enough, and that's all it takes to ignite panic. He spins and bolts back to the RV, slamming and locking the door behind him. Moments later, a gunshot echoes through the woods, confirming his worst fear. Whoever was out there wasn't just passing through, and their intentions were far from innocent. The man begins violently rattling the RV door, trying to force his way inside. Then come strange sounds near the lower bay, like someone attempting to crawl underneath the vehicle.
What do you want? I just heard that. I just heard the bay door open. Alright. I think he was under the bay door. Under where the door's at. But the alarm went off and I think it scared him off.
Larry stays completely still, barely daring to breathe, listening as the noises continue, and then suddenly stop. After what feels like an endless stretch of silence, he makes a difficult choice. Gripping his pistol, he cautiously opens the RV door and steps back into the darkness. There's no one there, no movement, no voices, only the heavy, suffocating stillness of the forest. The video cuts off abruptly, leaving the remainder of that night a mystery. Later, Larry confirmed that he was unharmed, but he described the encounter as the most terrifying experience of his life. Tyla, a travel content creator on TikTok, went through an experience during one of her trips that she later described as both strange and genuinely frightening. She was traveling with her dog and decided to take a short walk not far from the cabin where she was staying. The kind of casual outing where nothing unusual is expected to happen. Everything about it seemed routine at first, with no real reason for concern. The only detail that stood out was the location itself, a forest deep within the Appalachian region, a place long connected to unsettling stories and local legends that many people find difficult to dismiss. What began as an ordinary walk soon turned into an experience Tyla likely won't forget anytime soon. Let's take a closer look at what happened.
Okay. You just wanted to be in the video. Say hey. Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, but like, no, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. You can't decide so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we in for the night.
The sound appears several times throughout the footage. It's faint and distant, and even when the volume is turned up, it remains hard to make out clearly. Yet the dog's reaction leaves no doubt that it's real. He begins barking directly toward the source, alert and tense. I've encountered this sound in other videos before, and each time it gives me goosebumps. Its exact origin is unclear. It's probably some kind of bird, but that doesn't make it any less eerie when it echoes through the depths of the forest. Tyla's response, however, is a mix of humor and practicality. She doesn't hesitate, scoops up her dog, and heads straight for shelter, which honestly is the smart thing to do. We're moving on now, though, because there are still a few more compelling stories to uncover. Matt is the creator behind a small YouTube channel called This Is Life, a channel that hasn't seen new uploads for quite some time. From the videos he has shared, it's clear that he has a deep appreciation for the outdoors. Camping trips, quiet moments in nature, and fishing adventures seem to be at the center of his content. While scrolling through his channel, I came across a video posted roughly 3 years ago that had received almost no attention. In it, Matt and his girlfriend set out to spend a night camping in British Columbia, near a place known as Silver Lake. They pack their gear, load everything into the car, and begin what appears to be a routine trip into the wilderness. The drive continues without anything unusual, at least at first. But as they approach the entrance to a Forest Service road leading toward their campsite, they encounter an area that looks noticeably disturbed, a scene suggesting that something unusual had recently taken place there. The discovery immediately raises questions, creating a sense that this trip might not be as ordinary as it seemed. And as it turns out, that moment was only the beginning of what would follow.
This is BC. We can find cool spots on the side of the road, pull in somewhere. Let's go with the flow. That's what we usually do. We'll figure something out. Excellent. Look at that car. All right, so this car is a little sketchy.
I'm nervous.
It is a little weird out here.
The vibes are interesting.
The vibe is definitely interesting. Pretty weird how there's this random car that a tree fell on. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God. Yo, that's super weird.
Oh my God.
Check this out. Oh my God.
I'm like nervous.
Holy. The carnage. That's insane. Somebody literally cut this tree down on top of this car.
Oh, you think this was intentional?
Yeah, this looks intentional for sure. Maybe because they don't want people down there? That sign says this area is under camera surveillance. Illegal activities are being recorded and are subject to prosecution under the British Columbia law. Interesting. Well, that's pretty spooky. Let's get out of here.
I'm like not okay.
Yeah.
The two of them soon come across something genuinely unsettling, and honestly, it's hard not to agree with Matt's reaction. The tree lying ahead doesn't look like it fell naturally. It appears to have been deliberately cut. Anyone with real experience would know better than to fell a tree in a way that sends it crashing directly onto a parked vehicle. In fact, Most people wouldn't even attempt something that careless to begin with. The scene immediately raises a series of questions. Was someone hurt while cutting it down? Did this happen intentionally, perhaps under the cover of darkness? Or was it simply a disastrous mistake? Despite the uneasy feeling, they decide to continue deeper down the road. But the strange discovery turns out to be only the start, because as they move forward, they begin noticing more signs that something about this place isn't quite right. Let's keep going.
But it's so run down and broken.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if anyone would live there now, but you never know. Someone literally could be in that trailer. Which is why I'm scared.
Turn around. How close are we?
2.5 kilometers to the lake.
It's definitely pretty weird.
I know. I'm tempted to just see what it's like up there.
It's not that far.
And see if there's other people.
It's not dark, so we're gonna move on.
But I also if I don't feel better, I don't want to stay here overnight.
No, we won't. All right, we are deciding to turn around. We're gonna head her back. We're gonna find a different camping spot. And why is that, Siobhan?
It feels uneasy. There's a bunch
sketchy.
of abandoned cars that are smashed in.
I guess we have a backup plan, which is going to be heading down the classic Chilliwack Lake Road. Tons of camping spots, all free. I don't want to take any chances being here, sleeping here at night, especially with my lady. Got to make sure she gets home in one piece. To the side of the road, we're going to check out this spooky area. I don't know if... I'm just kidding. All right. I don't think there's anybody living here, but it's
I don't want to be disrespectful.
Look at this. Got some random legs. We got a boat. Right, Siobhan, take us through.
I'm so on edge right now.
This is pretty weird. This is pretty funky. Do we check what's inside?
No.
Guys, this looks creepy. Holy moly. I'm gonna just take a quick peek and then we're gonna get out of here because this is too weird. Knives. Alright. This is too weird. Now to the safety of Siobhan and myself, we're gonna get out of here.
I don't know if this is gonna turn into a abandoned.
The entire area, including the camper itself, appeared completely destroyed, and that alone raises a number of troubling questions. From my point of view, it's difficult to imagine any animal being responsible for this level of damage. Everything about the scene feels deliberate, almost certainly caused by people. When you look at all the details together, the tree cut in a way that crushed a car, the vandalized campsite and ruined camper, and even the sign along the road that seems to hint at danger or possibly a missing person, it begins to resemble the opening of a crime-driven horror story. Of course, that's only speculation, but based on what's visible, it's hard not to draw those conclusions. Deciding not to take any risks, they choose to leave and spend the night somewhere else, far from the uneasy atmosphere of that first location. The tension was clearly getting to Matt's girlfriend as well, something she openly admits on camera. There was never a follow-up video explaining what they had found, no additional details in the description, and unfortunately, no further information could be located afterward. All that can really be said is that leaving was probably the right decision, and thankfully, they went on to have a calm and safe night. Still, it leaves one lingering question. If you had been in their position, would you have stayed, or would you have walked away? This story comes from Dee, the creator behind Dee's Dark Adventures. On May 3rd, 2024, she returned to a deserted road with a reputation for unsettling occurrences. Dee had explored this location before and encountered strange activity that left her with more questions than answers. This time, she came prepared to stay longer and investigate more thoroughly, determined to uncover whatever might be lingering there. As always, she brought along cat balls and small trigger devices she uses to detect movement or interaction, carefully scanning the muddy ground for unusual tracks. But as she ventured further down the abandoned stretch of road, the camera captured something deeply unsettling.
Okay, I'm back from where I did my live. I'm obsessed with this trail and trying to figure out and trying to come out and see me. Anyway, this is where I left the balls. The cat balls. Please mind my face. I'm just busy. I don't have time to dress up for you all. I want to check the mud. The balls are missing, which it could have been people that grabbed them, for sure. But I want to try to stay calm and redo the ball thing. There's people down the way down there. I think that's where the lake's at. And it's coming up. I brought my big ball, a bunch of my stuff, and I want to check the mud and all that. And right up here is where the entrance is that I came in from the main road. Mind my bat wings there. And then, so, yeah, I want to continue where we left off. So here we go. I'm already hearing stuff. Okay, I don't know if it's the people, ducks, or what it is. Here, I'm gonna, before I sit this down, I was gonna... Okay. So there is dog prints. I think those are canine. They're two. What was that? I mean, somebody could have done it, but I doubt it. I think it might have been them, but I think everything's them. Stop. Sorry, stick break. Hi.
At the time, Dee didn't realize what she had captured. In the footage, a tall, dark humanoid figure can be seen partially hidden behind a tree in the distance. Its form is unnaturally black, blending almost seamlessly with the surrounding shadows, making it hard to pick out any details. The figure remains still as Dee pans her camera away, and when she swings it back, it appears to shift slightly, retreating further behind the tree as if trying to stay concealed. Unaware that she was being watched, Dee continued down the road. Moments later, she heard movement nearby, faint at first, then heavier, like something pushing through thick underbrush. Initially, she assumed it was just wildlife, but the forest no longer felt empty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe some birds just flew out of it. I didn't see any, but... Huh. Okay, guys. So I don't know if the camera's even picking it up, but I'd say about 100 feet. I keep hearing movement. Okay, so we gotta move around that. Now I'm concerned about the guy walking back this way. Please don't walk this way. Okay, it's just birds, chillax. Huh? This stupid flap, Velcro keeps. I don't even know which tree it was. Watch it. Oh! Oh! I don't know what that means, but I'm probably gonna die for it. Oh, it's getting dark, guys. Yay! I guess it's getting dark. I don't know. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. No way. Guys, did that just really happen? I hope I caught that when I saw it walk away, man. It boom, boom, boom. Nope. Okay. That was big.
The sound returned, this time much closer. Then, something stirred in the bushes, a dark shape rising briefly before vanishing at an almost unnatural speed. Startled, Dee realized that whatever had been there wasn't merely passing by. It had been observing her. As she reached for her EMF device, another sudden movement behind her snapped her attention in that direction, heightening the sense that she was no longer alone.
Edwig? Hedwig? Nessie? My name's Dee. Where are you? There's more movement right here. I just heard people. They could be on the lake, I don't know. Huh? I don't know. Huh? What is it? What was it? What is that? Huh? I want to go out and just peek in from the road. Dude, I'm done, man. You guys, it's brighter with the phone than it is for me. And if I turn my lights on, it makes it dimmer for you guys and brighter for me. So that's not what I want. So I'm trying to do it as long as I can without the damn light. I don't know what it was. It sounded like it was right behind me, right near. But,
A dark figure suddenly darted across Dee's field of vision, disappearing into the thick undergrowth as the sharp snap of branches echoed through the trees. Shaken but resolute, she steadied herself and kept recording. As night began to fall, the forest's atmosphere grew heavier, charged with an unsettling tension. Then, without any warning, a loud male voice rang out through the darkness, calling desperately for help.
more orbs. More orbs. Tons of orbs. What the fuck? Stop. Bug. Oh. What is... Dude! Listen. I don't see anybody. Somebody... Help! Help me!
Dee froze in place, her eyes scanning the road and the surrounding forest. There was no sign of anyone, no flashlight beam, no movement. The area appeared completely deserted. The lack of any visible source made the moment even more unnerving. Trusting her instincts, she chose not to follow the voice, knowing that blindly moving toward an unseen caller in such a remote location could be dangerous. Gradually, the voice faded into the darkness, leaving only the heavy silence of the forest.
Dude. What is that? I don't see anything. There's tons of orbs.
something there. Just wanna, dude. It's getting creepy. Huh? Is that eyes? Oh! Okay, okay, okay. Do something. Wanna do? Huh? Is that eyes? Oh! Okay, okay, okay. Nope. Oh, no, don't go that way. Dude, fuck that. You keep the ball, keep the ball, keep the ball. I don't care. Oh my god. Dude, I don't know.
Moments later, Dee spotted two dark shapes crouched low in the bushes ahead, partially hidden by the dense foliage. In the dim light, their outlines were hard to make out clearly, but they appeared humanoid. Both remained perfectly still. Instead of approaching, Dee carefully backed away, keeping her camera trained on them. She moved deliberately, avoiding sudden motions, focused on maintaining distance and staying safe.